When conflict erupts, civilian aircraft can get caught in the crossfire. Aviation experts are hoping history doesn't repeat itself, but some fear it may be only a matter of time. I'm Banias, and this is The Breakdown.
A Malaysia Airlines plane with 295 people on board crashed in Ukraine near the Russian border.
Russian military forces invaded Ukraine in February of 2022. As the first images and videos of the war appeared online and in the news, civilian flights in and out of the region were quickly diverted as Ukrainian and Russian airspace closed. Commercial airlines, security analysts, and aviators are now working with limited routes for flights between Europe, the Middle East, and East Asia, forcing planes into a narrow and tumultuous airspace. And the shoot-down of Malaysia Flight 17 is still very fresh in their minds. Analysts like David MUMFORD, a flight specialist with Ops Group, an organization that tracks and reports on changes and dangers to international flight operations, know the public is dealing with some pretty serious risks.
I think we all generally live with that fear that at some point in the future, be it in this conflict or somewhere else, that another shoot-down event will happen.
Due to airspace closures, two routes exist that allow for travel between Europe, the Middle East, and East Asia. Flying from Europe eastward, air traffic is being routed through Romania, Bulgaria, onto Turkish airspace south of the Black Sea. Here, there's a split. Some travelers continue eastward onto Georgia and over the Caspian Sea into the rest of northern Asia. Travel between Europe, the Middle East, and the southern parts of East Asia is a little more precarious.
Really, all the risk that we've seen build up over the past 5 years has all been fairly Middle East centric. If you can't make it from Europe to the Far East direct, you're probably going to be going through the Middle East, Dubai and Qatar. And those two airports, of course, are hubs for flights. And then you're talking about places that you really have to watch out for. So Syria, Iraq, Iran being the main three on that route. And then also places like Saudi Arabia and Yemen. And is it safe to land in this country?
Flying over the Persian Gulf, civil air traffic is forced to hug the Iranian border, staying just outside of Iran's airspace. In January of 2020, the Iranian military shot down Ukrainian International Airlines Flight 752, killing all 176 on board. Along that same route, flights continue over northern Iraq, an incredibly unstable region. The Turkish military is engaged in airstrikes and ground operations against Kurdish forces in the north. Iran has also launched airstrikes into the city of Erbil. Several other groups, such as the PKK, Islamic State, and the Yazidi-based Sinjar Alliance, often engage in battles in that region. As the public's desire for travel continues to increase, and with tensions in Ukraine and the Middle East continuing to rise, civil air traffic is facing heavy exposure to anti-aircraft weapons, such as the ones that brought down MH17 back in 2014. It is very possible a civilian plane could be in the crosshairs, by accident or purposefully. But getting shot down isn't the only risk. The military buildup of unmanned drones and anti-drone countermeasures are being used heavily by Russian, Ukrainian, and NATO forces in this conflict. There have also been multiple incidents of drone malfunctions, where the airborne system leaves the conflict zone and enters open airspace. One Russian surveillance drone crashed in Croatia after traveling undetected through Romanian and Hungarian airspace in March of 2022. Only days later, another drone crossed into Polish airspace before being shot down by Ukrainian forces.
Pretty hardcore air defense activities going on 24 hours a day, attempting to destroy drones on both sides. There is a potential risk that you might get wrongly identified as a drone.
As Russian aggression in Ukraine continues, traditionally safe flight corridors remain closed. As the public's desire to fly increases, all that traffic is being forced into a narrow bottleneck, where increasing instability and political turmoil can make civil aircraft a viable target for tragedy. Thank you for watching, and make sure you click subscribe. I'm Banias, and this has been The Breakdown.